Welcome to Sipping Reality with Jill and
Meaghan.
It's been a while since we've been here.
Yeah.
It's nice to be back.
Yeah. We've been on a hiatus.
Of insanity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been an insane road. But you know what? Right before a really big breakthrough and positive shift, usually everything seems to appear as if it's falling apart. So I'm just looking forward to whatever's coming.
Right? I mean,
something good must be around the corner.
I'm feeling it. I'm very hopeful.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's always hope to be had if we choose to see it.
Well, you know, it's interesting because with how everything that's kind of just been like crashing over us, I think we've mentioned this feeling of like just keep going, go hard, like
go harder.
Go harder, go harder. And
I did a writing on it. Go harder.
Yeah, just not giving up and just sticking through it no matter how we feel. And even though we haven't recorded as many episodes, we're not quitting. And obviously always very thoughtful about the podcast and, you know, what we want to talk about, and that we're not going to
stop.
And
our writings have slowed.
Our episodes have been, we are the ones that we've done. That's what exactly the message that we're saying. We're not stopping. We're just going to keep persevering and showing up. That's just what we're going to do.
Yeah, this is happening and it's not going to stop.
Nope.
So we have such a cool blah, blah, blah weirdness in my mouth.
Blah, blah, blah,
blah, blah, blah. I
blah,
feel
blah,
like
blah.
I should edit this out, but I actually might keep it because it's so weird.
Words.
Weird words.
That can't come out of my mouth.
Meaghan has had this topic she's wanted to talk about forever. Me and Meaghan have talked about this topic
extensively
since we've known each other on all sorts of levels. And drum roll, please.
We are going to talk about fallen angels.
Fallen angels.
Yeah.
I wonder what everybody is thinking right now. I would love to hear the thoughts in everyone's head about fallen angels.
Too. Yeah,
Some people are like, oh, wow, this is going to be a crazy topic. Some people are like, let's just cancel, shut it off.
Whatever.
Some people are like, oh, yes, like get really excited.
Yeah.
There's probably all kinds of reactions to that.
This topic has always excited both of us. I mean, it's funny because we learned about this rabbit hole that we went down just from Genesis 6. Just that one verse.
Really, yeah.
That one verse that said they came into the women and brought forth giants.
Yes.
And the sons of God came into the women and brought forth giants in Genesis.
Well, that brings up the topic of demons and fallen angels, too.
Yes.
And we've been on both of those.
Yeah.
And what's so interesting is some of these modern day TV shows and how they represent these angels
The good
on
and
the
the bad
earth.
angels. Yeah.
On the earth, walking among us.
Yeah.
And even...
looking like humans.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very, very interesting to see some people's take, and some of these people writing these shows do not believe in the Bible. And yet a lot of the things that they say
American
and do
Gods,
are very biblical.
American Gods, they canceled the show before they finished playing out the book.
That's so frustrating.
It is. But I got the book, and the author said in the very beginning of the book, all of the events in this book are fiction. The gods are not.
That is
interesting.
Very, very interesting.
And
that he would say that. Well, we also have talked a lot about the Titans.
Yes. Yeah.
There were giants that we have, what is it called? It's not a story. It's been a word finding day, and I can't find any of the words.
Where are they?
Where did the words go?
They just flew away.
They didn't even fly away. I just can't find them.
It's just not there.
It's like hiding for your keys
like
when you're...
no database.
It's like hiding for your keys when you're married to a narcissist and he hid them on you.
And then helped you find them.
And then he actually took them and put them right in plain sight when you walk back into a room to make you
God,
think.
I looked there.
And they walk into the room with you. They're like, it's right there, Jill.
Yeah, like you're nuts.
Oh yeah, that happened to me in my lifetime all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've experienced that. Anyways, word finding. Can't find the word. What was I saying?
Not sure.
Fallen angels.
Yeah.
It's so far gone.
Wow, right over my head. I have no idea.
We would have to stop, re-listen to ourselves, and then
We were talking about the Titans. We were talking about evidence.
Titans. We were talking about Titans. That's where my mind was.
We were talking about evidence for.
How it's Greek mythology. It's Greek, all this Greek mythology. But when you start to learn not just biblical things, but ancient texts, and you start to read more, it's all of a sudden, it's like, is that mythology or is that history?
It's not just Greek mythology. Well, I mean, all of the Greek mythology.
It's not just Greek, but it's in every ancient culture.
Every ancient culture has this pantheon of gods.
Yes.
And they all have similar characteristics, just different names.
Yes.
Like
exactly.
Like in African culture, there's the spider god, Anansi, who has the same characteristics of Loki in Norse mythology.
Yes.
And who can shapeshift, who is a trickster. I just find it very interesting that all of these ancient civilizations have...
all knew these same
characters, right? Whether they named them something different or not. Actually, the fact that they named them something different and they all had...
the same characteristics
is also very intriguing too.
It is. And you know what's interesting too, that piece to this is they were called gods. They are called gods by many cultures. And yet we still have this thought that the title of our creator is God, or the name of our creator is God. You can't we talk about using the name of God in vain. Like, God is a title.
Right.
What does it mean if you say, I believe in God?
Well, just like the devil is a title.
Yeah, you could believe in different gods. Two different people in the same room can both say, I believe in God, and they actually believe very different things.
Right.
It's just a title. It's a generalization. And so there's always more to be thought about and discovered on this topic is my point of saying that.
There's a few more things just within the Bible that push us towards this direction too. Like in Numbers 13, when they went over to the Promised Land to spy it out, and 2 grown men had to carry 1 cluster of grapes back. A whole, just 1 cluster. 2 grown men had to carry it on a pole.
There's another really good verse too that
they were as grasshoppers in their sight, and their walls were as high as heaven.
Yes, there's a lot of verses that reference that there could be giants, things like that actually existed. But I just want to take a side note and say, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because we really need you to keep on going. So yes. We appreciate that you're listening. We really love your feedback, and thank you. The other verse, oh gosh, my brain today is mush, where they're talking about they're not talking about humans, and they're talking about them ruling the different lands. It's
Ezekiel
where Lucifer.
28.
Yes. Oh, see, Meaghan knows that better.
Yeah.
I have to look it up to find it.
I was just going to bring that up. Ezekiel 28, which is interesting because I found this specifically because I started thinking about Lucifer. I'm like, where did they get the idea of Lucifer? Lucifer falling from grace, being kicked out of heaven because he thought he was so beautiful, he wanted to take over.
Yes, there's a whole story of that, right? And we were trying to find it in the Bible, and so we did a study on it.
Yeah, so where did these characteristics of Lucifer come from? And so in Ezekiel 28, we found that the king of Tyre was being specifically addressed in this chapter. The king and the prince. But the king specifically was called a cherub of heaven, and that he had those same characteristics of, quote, Lucifer. And he was a musician, he was beautiful, and he cast him down. And he became an earthly king of Tyre.
Yes.
And then he was destroyed. He said, you see yourself as a god, I will kill you. I will burn you in front of everyone like a man.
Like a man.
And he literally said he was a cherub and he was cast down. I've not seen those characteristics that absolutely match the description of the historic Lucifer anywhere else.
You know what this also brings up for me? Our research that you can't do anymore. It's not so easy to find anymore. Our research on doppelgangers.
Oh, yes.
So I started looking up doppelgangers, and the only people that I could find that had, so there was a lot of people, random people online that like are unknown people that would show pictures of somebody else that exists right now that looks like them. And there's pictures posted, like if you look up doppelgangers right now, a whole bunch of stuff will come up with pictures of two people that look really alike, that don't know each other, that live somewhere else in the world, but they all live now. But there are a lot of stars, famous people, politicians, kings, people at the top of the world, right? Who had people in the past, hundreds of years ago, look, you see a painting, because they didn't used to have photography, right? So it might be so old that it was a painting of this prince or this queen, right? From 400, 500 years ago, from a long time ago. And you look at this person today, and their eyes look the same. They have the same creases on the corners of their mouth and the corners of their eyes. They have the same look and twinkle in their eyes. They have the same expression on their face. It is so creepy, and I can't just Google that anymore. But 7-8 years ago, when I Googled it, I was like, like mind blown looking at these pictures.
It's very, very intriguing.
Yes, and they're not people that live at the same time. These are people that lived 100+ years ago.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting because Hollywood stars like this, there's this dream of becoming famous that I don't think is reality.
Oh, yeah.
And if any human wants to come into that, they have to do some things that I don't think are very good to gain that kind of
fame.
Yeah. You know what's interesting about the king of Tyre in Ezekiel?
Yes.
There's a historical event that happened that backs up there was a prophecy that Tyre would be completely destroyed and never be rebuilt again.
Yes, there is.
And Alexander the Great is very interesting. He said he was led by the gods to do what he did. And he was a small army that came from a small country. And he conquered Babylon and many other empires at the time.
And if you know anything about Babylon, it was the biggest, the strongest.
Yes.
Just destroyed everybody.
That it was handed over to him is very interesting. That there must have been some hand that he was given in order to conquer the way he did. But this is
where we're not going just based on biblical stuff. It's not like, oh, we believe in the Bible and every word of it, and we're just spouting the Bible. We're looking at some things that we're seeing in the world. We're looking at modern day TV shows. Even we're looking at
there's still
history.
Worship of these gods now.
Well,
all of Hollywood worships Osiris, and they pay homage covering the one eye symbolism.
Yes, and we look at all of these things.
Our whole medical industry, the whole symbol is Hermes Caduceus.
Yes.
The snake wrapped around the staff.
Right?
Hermes carried that.
Right?
Yeah.
It's so wild.
And yeah, it's just, there's a lot of nods to these gods still to this day. So that's why it's also very intriguing and enticing.
It is. So, I just wanted to point that out because a lot of people shut down when they hear the Bible, but this is not what we're writing on.
No, there's so much more.
We're just tying that in as a piece to all of this.
Yes. And that's where we started down the rabbit hole too. The thought came to our mind, and then we started looking at the world,
Yes, that's where it started.
So with Alexander the Great, he conquered all of Tyre. And there used to be a land, Tyre, across the coast, and he destroyed it and used the rubble to build a causeway to the island Tyre.
Island Tyre, yep.
And then they surrounded them with ships. To this day, the island Tyre was made an environmental what do you call them? I can't think of words.
No, it's not
either.
the island. It's the piece of land.
No, that's what I'm saying.
On the shore.
The piece of land that's on the shore.
Yes.
Was made into
some like wildlife reservation,
and
type
now it
thing.
can't be built on.
You can't be built on. Yes, but there still seemingly is a land called Tyre today.
Yes.
But the original land of Tyre actually has never been rebuilt.
Yes.
To this day. Oh, I just got some major goosebumps.
Isn't that crazy?
Saying that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That like.
And the fact that happened and that Alexander the Great was actually able to destroy Babylon and all of these very powerful empires coming from such a small little country with a small little army, it just blows my mind.
Yeah, and I really think that our intrigue in all of this and our reason for wanting to share all of this is that the world isn't so black and white. It's not all what we can see with our eyes. There's more to be discerned than just our day-to-day. Go to work, pay the bills, have some entertainment, have some fun, take the kids on a vacation. Like, there is so much more happening around us.
And if there was an earthly king of Tyre that was being addressed, and he was called a cherub that was cast down, what about now?
Yes.
And then you read something like American Gods and depicting, and the author clearly believes that they're real, depicting these gods, Odin and Ishtar, and
walking around as characters in our life today,
ruling,
and then we have
worship
found
in
evidence.
all different ways.
We have found clear evidence of doppelgangers for people who are famous and rulers of countries.
Yes. So with all of that, it's hard to say that there isn't some
substantial evidence that it's all real.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And I mean, even the propaganda and the things that we are witnessing today have taken hundreds of years to develop. Hundreds of years of propaganda and whispering in the ears of the people, right? And I just don't think humans are that smart, first of all, and could achieve something over lifetimes like that, because we don't live long.
No, we don't.
And they're immortal. I mean, the fallen angels are immortal, not their children.
Correct.
The Nephilim would be their children, and they can die, but the fallen angels like Odin and Loki and stuff like that, they're immortal. I think there's just so much evidence for it. It's just really, really fascinates me. And yeah, I've been wanting to talk about this for a long time, because this is a big reason why we started this podcast too, because these are the kinds of things that you and I have always talked about, and we're like, why aren't we recording right now? We could just be shooting the shit, talking about this stuff that we're interested in, and this is one of the topics that we've always...
Well, and I love how you just pulled in all this different evidence and all these different things we've studied and looked at, and you just brought it into this 20-minute episode. And so now even for us to have to go back to reflect on and pull it together, right. And if somebody asks us about it or is like, oh, well, what kind of evidence do you have for that?
I forgot
like, there's
a piece
a place.
of evidence that's
what
even more. The Book of Enoch. When he talked about how the fallen angels would be punished for having children with women.
Yes.
It talked about the women becoming sirens.
Yep.
That mated with the angels.
Yep.
And we have a plethora of mythology with mermaids.
Yep.
Of them, the sirens that would, attract the men to the sea and then
even
kill
today,
them.
Mermaids are a huge topic of discussion.
Yes. And which I think is very interesting. Okay. And then secondly...
And why do little girls, and we dress our little girls up to look like mermaids, and everybody wants them to worship and want to be a mermaid?
Yeah. Oh, that's very good point.
It's an agenda.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. And in the Book of Enoch, the fallen angels pleaded with God not to be punished. And Enoch talked to him and came back and told them, you're going to be for what you did. And you are going to, your children, because they are not of heaven and they are not human, will be stuck on the earth plane when they die with no body, but still all the desires of the body, and they will be a bruise to humankind.
Yep.
And also that they would watch their children war against each other and kill each other.
And what happened with the War of
All
the Titans?
of mythology is just that.
All of the giants killed each other in wars.
All of them.
And destroyed each
All
other.
they ever did was fight.
Yep.
And kill each other.
Yeah, it all connects, and these are all written by different people from different time periods.
Yes.
All writing the same things.
Yep.
That all say the same thing or say the same thing happened.
Yes.
It's very interesting. It's kind of overwhelming.
And not only that,
the connections.
Connecting to present day, when he said that the Nephilim spirits would bruise humankind and be stuck on this earthly plane, their spirits, we have so much evidence of demonic entities haunting and activity, paranormal activity, poltergeist activity.
You know what's really interesting? What about people that we label as having mental health issues, like the narcissist, but there's true people that have no love and no empathy, and they're lazy. They're lazy, they're gluttonous, they feed off people's energy.
Yes.
They literally spend their lives
to destroy other humans.
They live to destroy other, or, well, maybe not other humans. They live to destroy humans.
Period.
Yeah. Humans, period. It's why I think narcissism is such a big topic. I think there's a lot of human beings that are very narcissistic, but then there's the true narcissist, which is a whole different creature.
It is.
Literally.
It is.
And yet it
feels
so
not human. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what happens when you have babies with them. Let's not go there. That's for another day. So please remember to like, share, and subscribe.
Yes, we love you very much. We'll talk to you soon.